Hey there, person watching. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Divine Femme Tarot 888. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's nice to see you. So tonight, I thought I'd pull some oracle cards first and then some tarot. We'll see what the spirit guides and angels need you to know, what the universe wants you to know for your highest good. We still are in a Mercury retrograde. The energy's still very wonky. I'm hoping that's kind of broken and we can get into some other kind of more positive readings, but we just have to kind of go with the flow, right? Thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so the next time I do a video, you will be notified. Also, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And shout out to all my followers. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate the support, the love, the shares, the likes, of course, and the comments. I love the comments. Let me know where you're at, where you're watching me from. Sending you love and light. I hope you're well wherever you are around the world. So let's get into this. Let's get a couple oracle cards, maybe 2 or 3, and then we'll kind of go from there. See where this reading is going to take us. Again, spirit guides and angels, clear and accurate messages, divine, what is going on? Triumph. Ooh, what a great card to start with. Triumph. Look at this. You have triumphed over a lot of adversity, right? We all know everybody's been going through it. Like I mentioned, there's been a lot of blocks, delays, and challenges, a lot of things being revealed, a lot of relationships being broken up. But I feel like you are strong right now, right? You have triumphed over adversity, right? You have come out, you know, on the other side, right? You're coming out very strong. Some of you independent. You're coming out with more knowledge and understanding of kind of what's going on around you, what's been happening. And I think that's amazing. You know, I really do. You have had some big wins in your life, mentally, emotionally, financially, right? You could have had a big court win. Something may have happened in court. You could have been going through a custody battle or a divorce. You could have gotten a new job or even a promotion, more money, more stability. I think also maybe I just heard house, so somebody probably just bought a new house. Congratulations, that's amazing. If you haven't gotten your keys already, I'm sure they're on the way. So just hang in there, you know, have a little bit of patience. It'll work out for you. Moving on, right? Look, with this triumph and with this winning energy and with this stability, you have moved on, right? You've moved on out of the chaos, out of the just the anger, the pain, the sadness, the sorrow, everything that you've recently found out, you know, just about a lover, a friend, a family member, a job, your finances. Like you finally kind of put that in the past and you're like, okay, I understand what's happened. I've taken some wins, I've taken some losses, and it's time for me to move on, right? And that's a good thing, person watching. You're moving out of the dark and into the light, right? See, this card is a beautiful card. See the dark right here, and you're going toward the light, right? You're moving into something new. You're moving into something healthy. You know, you're strong right now. Again, some of you may be a little bit sad still, right? Some of you may have not wanted to let go of certain situations, but you know, when the universe reveals things to you, there comes a point in time when you have to listen. You know, you do. You can't keep repeating the same nasty, toxic cycles over and over and over again. You're just going to get drained, person watching. And, you know, the universe wants you to win, right? And I truly believe we're all here, you know, going through tests in our lives to see, you know, can we elevate higher? Have we gotten over this? Have we learned to forgive ourselves, forgive others? Have we learned to lead with love instead of anger, right? And I feel like you have come to the conclusion that, okay, it's time to put my sword down. You know, I got to move on, stop fighting, just take it for what it is and move forward, which is amazing. Ooh, this is a beautiful card, right? Listen, let's see. Passion ignited. Absolutely. Look at that, right? With this triumph and with this moving on energy, you have now stepped into your passion. You stepped into what you want to do. You stepped into a healthy timeline, right? You have elevated. And I feel like you are starting a new adventure that you're very, very passionate about, right? It could even be a tarot channel, a YouTube channel. It could be a mommy channel, an arts and crafts channel, a new business adventure, like I said, a new house, more money. But I feel like it's something that you've really been dreaming about. Like you know, maybe you had people around you in the past that were like, that's never going to work. You're never going to have enough money. And you're like, you know what? Forget that crap. I'm doing what I want to do to make me happy. And you know what? Go for it, person watching. Seriously. The best kind of job to have is the job that you are passionate about. And if you love what you're doing, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a family dynamic, if you are passionate about it, it will feel effortless effortless, right? You won't have to put you'll put hard work into it, but it won't feel like hard work. It'll feel like you're succeeding, and that's amazing. That is such a good sign. Let's see. Oh gosh, rest and rejuvenate. Yeah, you've taken time out to rest and rejuvenate, right? You've relaxed. Like I said, you kind of went into hermit mode at one point in time. You've come out of this triumph a little bit exhausted, but you've learned about meditation. You've learned about self-care, self-love. You've learned about taking care of yourself and realizing that, look, if I don't take care of myself, I can't pour into other people. And that's amazing because it's true. You know, you have to rest and rejuvenate. All of us are always on the go. Like, we don't ever just kind of sit down and smell the roses, like they say. We just keep going and going and going until we just crap out. And then we're all exhausted, like wondering why we're exhausted, because you're not resting. You're not rejuvenating your soul. And I feel like you're doing that. A lot of you could be camping right now, you know, Northern Hemisphere, we're in summertime. So a lot of people are camping. You could just take a walk in the woods, be grounding yourself, be out in nature, on the grass, just chilling, you know, just really kind of vibing with yourself. And that's truly amazing. That is awesome, person watching. This is starting out so good. Harmony, right? Look, you're coming into harmony with somebody. Maybe you've met somebody new. Your family's coming into harmony. People are giving each other grace, love, and understanding. And it's great. It's a good thing. I think a lot of things are going to come into harmony for you coming up. And that is awesome. Again, you've triumphed over adversity, right? You've realized that you have to move on. You cannot stay stuck, right? And you also are putting passion into something that you love. And again, maybe you were in a toxic relationship and somebody was like, you're never going to get that cooking show, or you're never going to make that cooking book. Well, guess what? Yes, you are, because now you're by yourself, right? Or you're surrounded yourself with people that are just as passionate about your idea or your gifts as you are. And that's awesome. That is so cool, person watching. So let's see. What have you triumphed over? Let's see what's going on. What's this triumph card? This is really cool. You've triumphed over choices, right? You finally made a decision. You've triumphed over learning how to save your money, learning how to pour into yourself, maybe saying no to more people, right? You could have had a lot of energies around you that were pulling and pushing, and I need this and I want this. And you're like, you know what? No is no, I can't do it. Or this is all I can do right now, and I'm not going to be able to give any more. You're like standing up for yourself more, right? You're not, you're pouring into yourself as much as you're pouring into others. You're not neglecting yourself anymore, which is amazing. Yeah, look at this. We got the High Priestess, right? Moving on. Your intuition has kicked in, right? You're starting to listen to your little voice in your head, which again is amazing. I feel like, you know, you've decided to move away from people who are just bringing you down, right? Who weren't pouring into you as much as you were pouring into them. And I feel like this has made you a lot stronger, and it's giving you the passion that you need. And again, you could be out here, you know, another tarot reader, right? You could be arts and crafts, mommy sector, all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of things you could do, especially on YouTube, if that's what it is. Because I think in the past, you were very passionate about something, but you were weak. Because unfortunately you had an energy around you, I think, that again was pulling you down and, you know, expecting more out of you than they were giving you. So the reciprocation wasn't there, right? And it made you feel weak, and you didn't feel like you had a lot to celebrate, right? You were always, again, doing for others and not doing for yourself. And that's changed, though. You've realized that you need to come up out of that. You need to push that negative energy out of your life, which again is amazing, especially during this Mercury in retrograde. It's very difficult because you, I think, had a lot of passionate arguments with people, right? You tried to stand up for yourself and you were put down, and now you're fighting for yourself. Okay, you're like, look, I'm not going to be treated like this anymore. I've had enough of this crap. I am moving on. Regardless of how much I love you and want to be with you, I am going to, you know, look out for myself first. And again, that's amazing. That is something that you should be very, very proud of, because not a lot of people can do that. It's hard to walk away from people you love, especially when you've been with them for a while, right? And yeah, you could have even lost a job behind this. You could have lost financial stability behind this. You could have gone through a divorce behind choosing yourself. But again, you will get that passion back, and you'll start to do what you want to do, which is amazing. That's so cool. What is this choice that you made, right? What is this choice that you triumphed over? What is this What's this about, this saving money, this choices? It could be about money and it could be about people. And I feel like you chose yourself. I really do. Yeah, you chose to get away from a person who was really, really sneaky, right? You walked away from them. You're like, I'm done with this. Like, you can have all these extra options and people that you want to be with. Like, you have decided again to choose yourself and to let the person just sit with whatever energy they chose, because I feel like they took a lot of money from you. Like, they lied to you, they deceived you, they manipulated you, they made you feel bad about yourself, they took away your stability, you know. They did not, again, pour into you like you poured into them. And I think it really drained you, and it kind of made you feel like, gosh, what's going on? But check this out. You're going to be sitting in the Queen of Pentacles, right? You are going to get all of that money back tenfold. The universe is going to act in your favor now because you passed the test. You triumphed over this toxicity. You triumphed over the evil. You triumphed over the anger, the rage, the blocks, delays, and challenges. And because you were able to do that and lift yourself up out of it, you left all that negativity in the past. And now there's a lot of people hating life because of it, right? Because you pulled your energy away. And I think a lot of people didn't think that you would, right? And you probably walked away with nothing, right? You could have gotten a divorce and lost a house, lost a car, lost tons of money. And you were like, okay, screw it. That's my old life and I'm moving into my new life. And you should be very, very proud, because at one time you couldn't manifest anything, person watching. You lost your ability to manifest because you were pulled down. You were pulled down like you were in quicksand, right? You could never, you know, you felt like you would take 2 steps forward and then 10 steps back. And again, when you were with somebody that didn't reciprocate your energy, it just drained you. It drained you of all of your abilities. I feel like you were always tired. You know, you could never really get enough sleep, and you were dreading going to places, dreading seeing people, and you're not sitting in that energy any longer, right? You gave that up because you are able to manifest things now. You definitely are. And you're not going to be, you know, left out in the cold anymore. Yeah, you're not going to be left out in the cold, and you're leaving this person behind who's just slinging their wand all over town, right? Again, you walked away from a very tumultuous situation. You walked away from toxicity that you've been in for years. You walked away from somebody, people, places, or things that thought you would never leave, that they could always just do this dumb stuff to you and get away with it, and they can't. And they're out slinging their wand now, miserable, throwing a temper tantrum, having a fit, because they can't reach you anymore. You have elevated higher. You've elevated beyond what they were, and you're just sick of being left out in the cold. You're like, I'm not doing this anymore. There's no way. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, they're stuck in a tower moment too. You've got somebody stuck in a tower. So the universe is eventually going to knock them out, but with as toxic as they are, they're stuck there, and you left them there. You left them in that tower to be with wherever you needed to be with. And you're going to get your relationship. You're going to get a relationship coming back in, but it's something that you're not going to rush into in the future. The stability will come. Your business will grow, right? Your new job will be amazing. Right now, you may be only making, I don't know, $27, $30 an hour, and you're like, dang, I could barely survive off of that. I'm used to making 50 or, you know, I don't know, $60 an hour. You're going to get there again, but it's going to take time. Okay, you have to have time and you have to have patience. Remember, you already triumphed over some of your biggest obstacles you've ever faced in life, right? Leaving your family, leaving your friends, leaving a job, leaving any situation that you have invested in for so long. You triumphed over that. You realized that you deserved better, you needed better, and most of all, you wanted better. And when you decide that you wanted better for yourself, there was no stopping you, right? These people couldn't hold you down anymore. So that's amazing. You should be very, very proud of yourself, person watching. Let's see. Yeah. And look, there are going to be some people that are pissed. They're going to be mad. They're going to be super passionate. They're going to talk shit to you. They're going to just try and put you down. But again, you're sitting, you elevated. You're sitting on a different timeline in a higher realm, in a different dimension. You have moved on and moved away from the toxicity and the negativity. And all of this crap that's coming out towards you, or being pushed towards you, you don't even really really feel it anymore. I feel like you're kind of wrapped in your own little bubble now, and you're just focusing on yourself, right? And that's amazing. That's a good thing. That's what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people, person watching. So you should be really proud of yourself. You're doing good. Because like I said, it's been very, very heavy. The energy's been crazy. Yeah, look, and you're finally released yourself out of this Eight of Swords, right? You put yourself in this position originally, and I feel like you knew it, and it's okay to do that. I don't think you did it with any ill intention against yourself or anyone else, but you kind of come up out of this and realize that you have to be honest with yourself, right? You have to take the blindfold off. You had to look in the mirror, and you had to say, look, enough is enough. I'm walking away from this. I'm not taking this extra baggage with me. You can't come with me because you're here and I'm here. And I need to get to a place where I'm happy. And that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, you could be dealing with the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's, you know, we got the King or Queen. I'm sorry. We got the Queen of Swords. I'm sorry, Queen of Cups in reverse. Somebody's losing their mind behind this, right? They are throwing temper tantrums, pissed off, calling you. Like I said, fighting with you. You're probably getting nasty text messages. But again, you just need to stand your ground and do what you're supposed to do, because you deserve your wish fulfillment. You deserve to do what you want to do and what makes you happy. And that's all that really matters in life, right? Self-care, self-love, and your happiness. So I'm going to leave this here. Good luck, person watching. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, leave a message for me. Throw a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you the next time I drop a video. Bye, person watching.